जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्व गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद विहरी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिष्मार भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिष्मार भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिष्मार Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupada Shatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupada Shatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupano Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath, Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadādhara Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradakta Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jai Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Champak Mataji and Shubhananda Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Let's see. Oh, and Ganga Mataji, Hari Bo. Okay, so let's begin the Mangalacharan. Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ajanulambita bhujo kanakavadato sankirtanaikapitaro kamalayataksho Vishwambharo dvijavaro yugadharmapalo Vande jagat priyakaro karunavataro Namastrikala satyaya Jagannatha sutaya cha Sabhrityaya saputraya Sakalatraya te namaha. Jai 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 Vishwambhara Dvijaraj Jai Vishwambhara Priya Vaishnava Samaj Gaurachandra Jai Dharma Setu Mahadhir Jai Sankirtana Moy Sundara Sharir Jaya Nityanandir Bandhava Dhana Pran Jaya Gadādhara Advaitir Prema Dham Jaya Shri Jagarananda Priya Atishay Jai Vakreshwar Kashishwarir Hriday Jai Jai Shivasadi Priya Varganath Jiva Pratikoro Prabhu Shubha Drishtipat Madhya-khaṇḍa Katha Jeno Amriter Khanda Je Katha Shunile Ghuche Antar Pashanda Madhya-khaṇḍa katha bhai shuno ekachitte sankirtana aramba hoilo jeno mate. O dear brothers, please hear attentively the topics of Madhya-khaṇḍa, wherein the inauguration of the Sankirtan pastimes is described. Tavaevasmi na jivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamam charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai kshiptashtakama dittaranga madhe kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Bhaja Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadādhara Śrīvasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur from Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita. Ore muro lok shuno Caitanya mangal, Caitanya mahima jate jani beshakal. Krishna lila bhagavate kohe ved vyas, Caitanya lila vyas Vrindavana das. Vrindavana dasa koilo Caitanya mangal, jahan rashavane nashe sarvaya mangal. Caitanya nitar jate janiye mahima, jate jane Krishna bhakti siddhanter sima. Bhagavate jata bhakti siddhanter sar, likhiya chen iha jani koriya udhar. Caitanya mangala shune jadi pashandi javan, sheho maha vaishnava hoy totokon. Manushe rachite nare aiche granta dhanya, Vrindavana dasa mukhe vakta Śrī Caitanya. Vrindavana dasa pode koti namaskar, aiche granta korite ho tarila sangsar. Narayani Caitanyer uchishta bhajan, tar garbe janmila Śrī dasa Vrindavan. तार की अर्बुत चैतन्य चरित वर्णन, जहाँ श्रवणे शुद्ध कोइल त्रिभुवन. सहजे विचित्र मधुर चैतन्य विहार, वृंदावन दास मुखे अमृतेर धार. वृंदावन दास मुखे अमृतेर धार. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet, and when they are described by Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Jai the Gaudiya Bhashya of Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai. Jai Śrī Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji. Oh, and is today Bhavatarani Mataji's birthday?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, happy birthday, Bhavatarani Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm 12 and a half today.
Haribo.
I hope this year is filled with sadhu sangha, time with like-minded devotees, and harikatha and kirtan and service with Srila Gurudev.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, what I say doesn't have any power, but yes, I'm just.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe. Jai Prabhupada. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev, Hari Bol. And Hari Bol Kishore Krishna Prabhu.
Haribol,
And
what did I miss?
oh, today is Bhavatarani Mataji's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, hey Mataji.
Thank
Haribol.
you. Thank you. Haribo.
Haribol, happy birthday, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and we will begin. So, Chapter 2, the Lord's manifestation at the house of Srivas and the inauguration of Sankirtan. Okay, so I'll read the chapter summary up to what we're reading today. This is the chapter summary written by Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj during the time of Srila Saraswati Thakur. This chapter contains the following descriptions. The devotees informed Advaita of the Lord's love for Kṛṣṇa, and Advaita was delighted on hearing the same. Advaita then told all the devotees about his dream, and the devotees happily chanted the names of Kṛṣṇa. Whenever the Lord saw Srivas and the other devotees, he offered them obeisances, and the devotees in turn blessed him. The Lord accepted their good wishes and exhibited in various ways the ideal example of service to the Vaishnavas. The devotees offered him their blessings and became hopeful of his advancement in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. After hearing the devotees express grief caused by the misbehavior of the Vaishnav haters and slandering atheists residing in Navadvip, the Lord gave them assurance and became filled with anger against the Pashandis. Presuming that the Lord was afflicted with a nervous malady, ignorant persons requested Mother Sachi to arrange for his medical treatment. One day, Srivas went to the Lord's house and he beheld on the Lord's person prevalent signs of the highest devotion. And the Lord embraced Srivas on hearing his declaration to that effect. That's where we read up to yesterday. And today we'll be reading about this. On hearing Srivas describe her son's love for Kṛṣṇa, Mother Sachi gave up her suspicion that her son was suffering from a nervous malady. One day, the Lord visited the home of Advaita in the company of Gadādhara. Although Advaita was fully absorbed in the ecstasy of worshipping Kṛṣṇa, he immediately offered the Lord prayers and worshipped the Lord's lotus feet. Gadādhara, who enjoyed the Lord's confidence, checked the same and expressed his surprise. When the Lord regained his eternal consciousness, I think it's supposed to say external consciousness, I don't know. When the Lord regained his external consciousness and saw Advaita offering him prayers, he externally concealed his identity as he internally revealed himself to Advaita. Thereafter, Advaita went to Śāntipura to test the magnanimous nature of the Lord's appearance. The Lord daily engaged in glorifying Kṛṣṇa in the company of the devotees and became overwhelmed with love and separation. The Lord described to his intimate devotees his vision in the neighborhood of Kānāi Nāṭaśālā during his return from Gayā, when he saw Kṛṣṇa as a dawning youth with the blackish complexion of the tamāla tree and the hue of fresh clouds, and he swooned away during the recital. The devotees praised the Lord with great joy when he regained his external consciousness. And I think this is where we're reading up to today. Even after returning home, the Lord constantly manifested a state of overpowering bliss and the tendency to inquire from all persons about Kṛṣṇa. Yeah, that's what we're going to read up to. So let's just read the last however many verses we read up to. What was it? 40, I think like around 44. Let's see. Actually, let's just look in the WhatsApp group. What we read yesterday was 42 to 125. Okay. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Okay, so someone, let's actually wait. Okay, so when the devotees were getting, okay, so Advaita Acharya told the devotees about his dream, and then Advaita Acharya roared loudly in ecstasy, and all the Vaishnavas chanted in jubilation. As they all chanted the names of Hari, Lord Kṛṣṇa manifested there in the form of kirtan. Someone said, when Nimai Pandit becomes a devotee, then we will have tumultuous kirtans. All the devotees then offered their obeisances to Advaita Acharya and left, chanting the names of Hari. The Lord spoke with great respect to everyone he met. When the Lord went in the morning to take bath in the Ganga, he met many Vaishnavas on the way. As soon as the Lord saw Srivas or other devotees, he offered them obeisances, and the devotees blessed the Lord out of love. They said to the Lord, they said, may you obtain devotion at the feet of Kṛṣṇa. Chant and hear the names of Kṛṣṇa. My dear son, if you worship Kṛṣṇa, everything will be successful. And if you do not worship Kṛṣṇa, then your beauty and education are useless. Kṛṣṇa is the Father of the universe, and Kṛṣṇa is the life and soul of everyone. Therefore, my dear son, worship the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa with determination. The Lord was greatly pleased with their blessings, so he cast his merciful glance on them. The Lord said to them, all your blessings are certainly fruitful. Why would you give any lesser benedictions? You alone are capable of awarding devotional service to Kṛṣṇa, for Kṛṣṇa bestows his mercy on one who serves his servants. You always teach me my duties to Lord Vishnu. This proves that I must have previously performed pious activities. I can have devotion to Kṛṣṇa only by serving you. Saying this, the Lord caught hold of their feet. He carefully wrung out the water from someone's wet cloth and handed someone else his dhoti. He collected kusha grass and clay from the Ganga for someone, and sometimes he carried a basket of flowers home for someone. Although all the Vaishnavas fervently requested him to refrain from such activities, saying, what are you doing? Ki koro, ki koro. Vishwambar continued to serve them. In this way, Lord Vishwambar daily acted as a servant of his own servants. What service is there that the Lord will not do for his devotees? The Lord gives up his own position for the sake of his servants. All the scriptures declare, Kṛṣṇa is the friend of all. Therefore, no one is hated or neglected by Kṛṣṇa. Yet Kṛṣṇa gives up this quality for the sake of his devotee. The annihilation of Duryodhana's family is proof of this. It is the nature of the devotees to serve Lord Kṛṣṇa, and whatever Kṛṣṇa does is for the sake of his devotees. Devotees absorbed in devotional mellows can sell Kṛṣṇa. The evidence of this is Satyabhama of Dwarka, and in the Gaudiya Bhashya there's an explanation from the Harivangsha, Vishnu Parva, chapter 76. Thereafter, Satyabhama Devi, who is desirous of Kṛṣṇa, placed a garland on Kṛṣṇa's neck and tied him to a parijat tree. After taking Kṛṣṇa's permission, she then sold him to Narad. Very interesting, huh? That same Lord is Gaurasundar Vishwambar, who is residing in Navadvip in a covered form. No one could recognize their own Lord, even those for whom the Lord appeared, like Advaita Acharya. Let anyone who desires to worship Kṛṣṇa worship his dear auspicious devotees. Kṛṣṇa bhajibar jar ache abhilash, she bhajuk Kṛṣṇer mangal priya das. Wow, beautiful. Lord Gaurachandra taught everyone to serve Vaishnavas by his personal example. He did not feel shy as he carried their flower baskets and clothes. The Vaishnavas, however, respectfully caught hold of his hands in order to dissuade him. Seeing Vishvambhara's humility, all the Vaishnavas continually offered him their heartfelt blessings. They said, "Worship Kṛṣṇa, remember Kṛṣṇa, and hear the names of Kṛṣṇa. Let Kṛṣṇa be the life and wealth of everyone. Please chant the name of Kṛṣṇa and become his servant. May Kṛṣṇa manifest within your heart. May nothing other than Kṛṣṇa appear in your heart. Let all our miseries be dispelled by you. May those fallen persons who ridicule the performance of kirtan drown in the transcendental mellows of Kṛṣṇa consciousness." See, the Vaishnava only wants the auspiciousness of everyone. They only want the best for everyone. They don't have any envy or hatred towards any living entity. So to those people who ridicule the performance of kirtan, they're praying that they drown in the transcendental bliss and Kṛṣṇa rasa, and Kṛṣṇa ras. As you conquered the entire world with your mastery of the scriptures, Nimai, you should destroy the atheists by worshipping Kṛṣṇa. By your mercy, may we all become overwhelmed with bliss while dancing and chanting the names of Kṛṣṇa. In this way, the devotees placed their hands on the Lord and blessed him while submitting their sorrows. In this Navadvip, my dear son, the teachers all act dumb when there is opportunity to glorify the devotional service of Kṛṣṇa. Dear son, I'm just saying dear son because Bap means son, means either father or means son. And they're all speaking to him like that, like with that kind of affection. So, dear son, all the great sannyasis, ascetics, and learned scholars that reside in Navadvip never explain that the purport of the scriptures is to glorify Kṛṣṇa. Rather, they constantly engage in blasphemy. All the sinful listeners are captivated by their words, and therefore they consider us no better than straw. Therefore, dear Vishvambar, Bap, our bodies constantly burn with intense sorrow, for we never hear propagation of chanting Kṛṣṇa's names. Now Kṛṣṇa has exhibited his pleasure with everyone. Now Kṛṣṇa has exhibited his pleasure with everyone. So he has admitted you on this path. We are confident that all the atheists will be vanquished by you. Therefore, live forever and chant the holy names of Kṛṣṇa. Reveal the qualities of Kṛṣṇa to everyone. The Lord accepted the devotee's blessings on his head, for by the devotee's blessings, one obtains devotion to Kṛṣṇa. Bhakta Ashirvade she Krishnete Bhakti hoy. On hearing about the devotee's distress, Lord Vishvambar desired to quickly manifest himself. Prakash hoite chitta hoilo satvar. The Lord said, "You are all very dear to Kṛṣṇa, so whatever you say will undoubtedly happen. My life is glorious because of your words. Even death personified cannot transgress your words. Why should you bother about these insignificant sinful atheists? Just happily chant the holy names of Kṛṣṇa." The Lord cannot tolerate the suffering of his devotees. Lord Kṛṣṇa always incarnates for the sake of his devotees. So he says, "Now I can understand that you will induce Kṛṣṇa to advent and fill the entire Navadvip with the happiness of Vaikuntha. By your mercy, the entire world will be delivered, for you will induce Kṛṣṇa to incarnate. All of you, please consider me your servant, and give me the benediction that you will never leave me." It's a beautiful, beautiful prayer that we can pray to the Vaishnavas also. Sevak Koriya More Sobe Janiba Evar More Kabu Na Parihariba. Give me the benediction that you will never leave me, O Vaishnav Thakur. Vishwambar took the dust from the feet of all the devotees, and they all abundantly blessed him. Thereafter, all the devotees took bath in the Ganga and then returned home. The Lord also returned to his home, smiling. On hearing the distress of his devotees, the Lord's anger towards the atheist increased greatly. He roared loudly, saying, "I will kill them all!" And he repeatedly exclaimed, I am he, muy she, muy she." Sometimes he laughed, sometimes he cried, sometimes he fell unconscious to the ground, and sometimes when he saw Vishnupriya, he rushed forward to beat her. In this way, the Lord was fully absorbed in the mood of Vishnu, yet Mother Shachi could not understand whether or not he was diseased. She did not know anything other than affection for her son. She told everyone about his behavior. "Providence has taken away my husband and sons. Only this one remains. And I cannot understand the state of his mind. Sometimes he laughs, sometimes he cries, and sometimes he falls unconscious. He often talks to himself. Sometimes he says, 'I will tear off the heads of the atheists.' Sometimes he climbs a tree and sits on a branch. Keeping his eyes shut, he then sometimes falls to the ground. He gnashes his teeth, tucks up his loincloth like a wrestler, and falls to the ground, unable to utter a word." People had never seen or heard about such transformations of ecstatic love for Kṛṣṇa. Thinking that it was madness, they said that he should be bound. Those who came to see the Lord after hearing from Mother Shachi simply laughed and rushed away, thinking that he was suffering from insanity. They quickly took Mother Shachi to the side and tried to pacify her, saying, "It is some previous derangement that has reappeared." Someone said, "O Thakurani, you are so ignorant. Why do you want to ask further about his condition? Some previous madness has again appeared in his body. Tie his 2 legs and keep him inside the house. Give him green coconut water to drink until his madness is cured." Someone else said, "What can such weak medicine do? His disease will be cured only if you smear some medicated ghee on him. Apply medicated oil on his head and then bathe him. Continue in this way until the disease subsides." The most magnanimous Shachi is the mother of the universe. She would carefully follow everyone's advice. Okay, so this is where we read up to yesterday. We'll continue reading from this point. Just checking the comments really quick before we start. Oh, Hari Bol Sudevi Didi and Raseshwari Mataji, and I see there are 6 people watching on YouTube and Facebook. Pranams everybody. If you write a comment, then I can see who you are. Hari Bol. Okay. Chintai vyakula ai kichu nahi jane, Govinda sharana loila kai vakya mane.
Prabhuji, before you proceed,
Yes.
we were wondering about Tarini, if there is anything on the commentaries of the Acharya. Why did Vishwambar wanted to Gauranga Mahaprabhu beat Vishnupriya?
And how is that a symptom of
And how is it a symptom of ecstasy?
They said
or
that was
Vishnu?
a symptom of being Vishnu.
Can you go back a little bit?
I don't remember reading any commentary yesterday when we were reading that.
Yeah.
I think, well, I don't really know. Like, I don't have a perfect answer or anything, but my guess is that he was just completely, like, not in, like, he was completely absorbed.
External.
And so he didn't have any idea of external anything. And so I don't think he actually like was going to like go beat Vishnupriya or like, but maybe he saw something else like that, like he saw her. I don't know. I actually can't say, but maybe he saw
because
her like
they're also part. Yeah, there is an episode too where Mother Sachi, she's so scared, she runs away, she hides. Because he's hinting to be after her. But it explains like he's the perfect son, that he would never do that.
Yeah.
Thus in the Bhagavad.
And so maybe he saw Vishnupriya as something else, like not as Vishnupriya.
Right.
You know what I
We
mean?
just only speculate. That's what we were wondering, if you saw something else written by Acharya.
Yeah, that kind of jumped out at me also. I was like, oh my god. But,
right.
Yeah, yeah. I would be, though, if there is any Vaishnav that we could ask that to also, I would like to hear, that it is definitely kind of a shocking thing.
I'll ask around. Haribo.
Okay. Chintai vyakula ai kichu nahi jane, Govinda sharana loila kaya bhakya mane. Mother Shachi was overwhelmed with anxiety and did not know what to do. So she took shelter of Govinda with her body, speech, and mind. Shrivasadi Vaishnava Sabarasthane Sthane Loka Dvara Shachi Kori Lena Nivedane. She then sent a messenger to the house of all the Vaishnavas, headed by Shrivas, to inform them of the situation. Okay, so she informs Shrivas. Then Shrivas comes. Ekadina gela tata Shrivasa pandita uthi namaskar prabhu koila sabahita. One day, Shrivas Pandit went there, and the Lord immediately got up and offered him obeisances. Anyways, never mind. Now, what is it? Vaishnavera kriya mudra vigyeha na bhujai. That no one is able to understand the actions and the kriya, and how would he translate mudra? Anyways, nobody can understand the actions of a Vaishnavas. Like they're and so that especially is for Mahaprabhu. Like, so yeah. Bhakta dekhi prabhur barilo bhakti bhav lo maharshe ashrupat kampa anurag. So Shrivas Pandit went there, and the Lord immediately got up and offered obeisances. On seeing a devotee, the Lord's devotional sentiments increased. His hairs stood on end. He shed tears. He shivered, and his attachment for the Lord was enhanced. Tulasire achila korite pradakshine bhakta deki prabhu murcha paila takhane. At that time, the Lord was circumambulating Tulsi, but on seeing a devotee, he immediately fell unconscious. Bahyapai kotokhane lagila kandite mahakampa kabhustir na pare hoite. After a while, the Lord regained external consciousness and began to cry. He shivered so intensely that he was unable to remain still. Adbhuta dekhiya Srinivasa mane gane Mahabhakti yoga vayu bole kon jane. When Shrivas Pandit saw this wonderful sight, he thought, "Who calls this madness? This is the highest state of devotion." Vayu bole kon jane. Who says that this is a vayu rog, like a disorder of the airs in the body and becoming crazy like that? No, this is Mahabhakti Yoga. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Mahabhakti Yoga refers to the intense state of love for Kṛṣṇa called Mahabhav. Bahyapai Prabhu bole panditer sthane ki bhujo pandita tumi mor e vidhane. On regaining his external consciousness, the Lord asked Srivas Pandit, "What do you think of my behavior?" Gaudiya Bhashya. The second line of this verse means, "What do you understand of my condition?" Keho bole mahavayu bandivar tore, Pandit tomar chitte ki loy amare. Someone suggested that I should be bound up because of my insanity. O Pandit, what do you feel about me? Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Mahavayu refers to the disease of madness due to nervous malady. The phrase chitte loy means think. So the phrase tomar chitte ki loy amare means what do you understand about me? Oh, Shubhananda Prabhu. This, what is it? The vayu in the body has to do with mental things also, is it? Because it keeps on saying the vayu rog, like that.
Yes, Raghu. Actually, there are, you may be knowing, there are 5 types of Vayu in any Jiva particularly. Pran, Apan, Vyan, Udan, and Saman.
Yes.
And they are they are moving continuously, and all types of movement, emotional, whether it is of mind or whether it is of physical body, those all are controlled by Vayu as such. Like in nature also, we can see the Lord Surya, like a sun. Sun is also moving, and the clouds are also moving. Actually, they are not moving on their own. They are moved by Vayu Dev as such. So Vayu is all the cause of motions, kinetic energy as such, we can say in contemporary science. It's a type of kinetic energy everywhere involved, from atomic level to the huge universe or galaxy. There is a motion, movement, continuous movement. And in human psychology also, we can see we have a movement of thoughts from one thought to another thought. The mind is also moving from here to there. That movement is also caused by Vayu only. This is Vata dosh. And that's why it may be termed as Vayu Vata dosh. We term in our local Marathi language that you got Vayu in your head. Means your head is not stable because the Vayu is entered in your brain or something like that in Marathi also.
Okay, very interesting. So Mahaprabhu was asking Srivas Pandit, is this, people are saying this is Mahavayu, this is what do you say, Vata dosh, right? So, oh Pandit, what do you say?
Prabhu, what symptoms that describe here, apparently all non-devotees, we can read it in the scriptures there also, that only Srivas Pandit recognized it. Otherwise, everybody else was diagnosing this type of disease only.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, so Mahaprabhu said, someone suggested that I should be bound up because of my insanity, this Mahavayu, this Vata dosh. So, oh Pandit, what do you feel about me? Tomar chitte ki loy amare. So, Gaudiya Bhashya, the phrase Mahavayu refers to the disease of madness due to nervous malady. The phrase chitte loy means think. So the phrase Tomar chitte ki loy amare means what do you understand about me? Okay, thank you, Shubhananda Prabhu. I was curious about that. Now it's very clear. Thank you. Hasi bole Srivas Pandit bhalo bhai, tomar je mato vai, taha ami chai. Srivas Pandit smiled and said, your madness is good. I also want the same kind of madness that you have. I want this kind of Vayu dosh, Vayu rog. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word vai, derived from Vayu, means the disease of insanity. But in this case, it refers to madness due to love of Kṛṣṇa. Mahabhakti yoga dekhi tomar sharire, Shri Krishner anugraha hoilo tomare. I see the highest devotional symptoms in your body. Lord Krishna has bestowed his mercy on you. Eteka shunila jadi Shivaser mukhe, Shivasere alingan koila boro sukhe. When the Lord heard this from Shrivas, he embraced him in great happiness. Sabhe bole vayu shabe ashangsila tumi, aji boro krita kritya hoilaya ami. Everyone Mahaprabhu says, everyone concluded that I was afflicted with madness, but you alone have concluded otherwise. Therefore, today I am greatly obliged to you. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word asangsila means you have consoled me. Jadi tumi vayu heno bolita amare, praveshitam ajimui gangar bhitore. If you had also concluded that I was insane, then I would have drowned myself in the Ganga today. Shrivas bolen Jai tomar bhakti yoga, Brahma Shiva sanakadi vanchaye e bhoga. Shrivas Pandit said, the symptoms of devotional service that you display are desired by personalities such as Brahma, Shiva, and Sanak. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word bhog refers to enjoying either the disease of madness and love of Krishna or the pangs of love due to separation from Krishna. Shabe mili ekathai koribo kirtan, jete kene nabole pashandi papigan. We will gather together and chant the names of Krishna. Let the sinful atheists say whatever they want. Gaudiya Bhashya by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. The purport of the second line of this verse is found in the following verse from Padyavali 73. Parivadatu jano yatha tatava nanu mukharo navayam vicharayama hari rasa madira madati mata bhuvi vilutama natama nirvishama. Sorry, I messed that up. Let the garrulous populace say whatever they like. We shall pay them no regard. Thoroughly maddened by the ecstasy of the intoxicating beverage of love for Krishna, we shall enjoy life running about, rolling on the ground, and dancing in ecstasy. Wow, I like that verse. It's beautiful. Reminds me of, what is it? This verse by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Kabe navadvipe suradhuni tate gore nityananda boli nishkapate nachiya gaya bedai bochute bhattulera prai chadiya vichar. When will the day come when I dance when in Navadvip along the banks of the Suradhuni river, the Ganga, I will dance, I will sing, and I'll act as if completely mad, without caring at all what any external, about the external anything, what anybody thinks or anything external. I'll be so absorbed in Harinam. Shachi prati Srinivasa bolila vachan, cheter jateka dukha koroho khandan. Shrivas then said to Shachi, give up all your anxieties. Give up all your anxieties. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase khandan koroho means shake it off, give it up. Vayu nahe Krishna bhakti bolilun tomare, iha kabu anya jan bujhi bhare nare, bhinna loka sthane iha kichu na kohiba, anek Krishner jadi rahasya dekhiba. I tell you, this is not insanity, vayu nahe. It is devotion to Kṛṣṇa. No one else can understand this fact. If you wish to see many more of Krishna's mysteries, then do not tell ordinary people about this. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrases Anyajan and Bhinna Lok refer to other people. In other words, those other than devotees of Kṛṣṇa, or otherwise it refers to those other than devotees of Kṛṣṇa, are materialistic non-devotees. The phrase Krishna Rahasya refers to the secret, confidential, incomprehensible, wonderful pastimes of Kṛṣṇa. Eteko kohiya Srinivasa gela ghar, vayu gyan dur hoilo shachir antar. After speaking in this way, Srivas Pandit returned home, and Shachi was relieved of thoughts that her son was affected by madness. The thought that it was Vayu was removed. Tatapiha antar dukita shachi hoy, bahirai putra pache e mane bhoy. Mother Shachi, however, continued to feel anxiety out of fear that her son would leave home. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word bahirai means to go out, but in this case, it means to leave or give up one's family life, or to give up household life and accept sannyas, or the life of a wandering mendicant. E mate ache prabhu vishwambharai, ke tane janite pare jadi na janai. In this way, Lord Vishwambar resided in Navadip. Who can know him unless he reveals himself? This sounds very familiar to me. Ke tane janite pare jadi na janai. I think this might be quoted sometimes, this verse. Regarding the second line, Gaudiya Bhashya, regarding the second line of this verse, in the Shvetashvatar Upanishad 3.19, it is stated, Saveti Vedam Nachatasya Veta. Nobody knows him, yet he is the knower and the object of knowledge. In the Mundaka Upanishad 3.2.3 and Kata Upanishad 2.23, it is stated, Yame Vaishya Vrinute Tena Labhyas Tasyaisha Atma Vrivrinute Tanungsvam. The Lord is obtained only by one whom he himself chooses. To such a person he manifests his own form. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.29, Brahma prays to Lord Kṛṣṇa as follows. Atapite deva padam pojatvaya prasada leshanu grihita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno na chanya eko pichirang vichinvan. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. In the Ala Bandharu Stotra of Stotra Ratna 12 and 13, it is stated, Naivasura prakritaya prabhavanti bodhum. Those influenced by demoniac principles cannot realize you. And Pashyanti kechid anisham tvad ananya bhava. But your unalloyed devotees are always able to see you under all circumstances. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 6.82 and 87, it is stated, Kripa vina ishvarere keho nahi jane. One can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead only by his mercy. And Pandit Tyadye Ishvara Tattva Jnana Kabhu Nahi. You cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead simply by scholarship. Ek din Prabhu Gadādhara kori sange, Advaita dekhite Prabhu cholilen range. One day the Lord happily went with Gadādhara to see Advaita. Advaita dekhila Gayā Prabhu dui jan, Boshiya koren jal tulasi sevan. When they arrived, the two Prabhus saw Advaita Acharya sitting and worshipping the Lord with Ganga water and tulsi leaves. Gaudiya Bhashya. In this verse, the word Advaita is the subject of the verbs Boshiya and Sevan Koren, sitting and worshipping. The phrase Prabhu Dui Jan refers to Śrī Vishvambar and Śrī Gadādhara. Dui bhuja ashvaliya bole hari hari, khone hase khone kande apana pasari. Advaita raised his two arms and loudly chanted, Hari Hari. He completely forgot himself as he laughed one moment and cried the next. Mahamatta singha jeno koroye hunkar, krodha deki jeno maharudra avatar. He roared like an intoxicated lion. His wrath was so intense, it appeared that the great Rudra had advented. Advaite dekhiba matra Prabhu Vishvambar, Porila murchita hoy prithvi upar. As soon as Lord Vishvambar saw Advaita, he fell unconscious to the ground. Bhakti Yoga Prabhave Advaita Mahabal, Ei mor prananath janila sakal. By dint of his devotion, the mighty Advaita could recognize, here is the Lord of my life. Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Now he's recognizing Vishvambar, who he called to come to this world now for the first time. Koti jabe chora aji bhabe mane mane, eto din churi kori bhulo e khane. He thought, oh my thief, where will you go today? You have been wandering about all these days, hiding just like a thief. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word chora, an ordinary local word used in this case as a noun, means thief, cheater, or one who conceals his identity. The phrase churi kori means deceiving by hiding one's identity. Kishore says, Advaiter pran gaur hari ki jai. Advaiter thai tora, Advaiter thai tor na lage chorai, chorer upare churi koribo e thai. Your thievery will not work with Advaita. Rather, I will steal from this thief right now. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word chorai means the act of stealing. The second line of this verse is explained as follows. Advaita Prabhu thinks, just as my Lord Vishvambar, the covered incarnation, is deceiving me by concealing his identity, I will similarly take advantage of his present condition by stealing and plundering from this thief. In this case, I will openly worship him and disclose his superior position without him knowing. Churir shamay eve bhujiya apane, sarva puja sajjaloy namila tokhone. Understanding that it was the proper opportunity for stealing, Advaita came down from his seat with articles for worship. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word churir means for stealing, for plundering, or for snatching. But in this case, it means for disclosing the complete supremacy of Śrī Mahaprabhu, who, as the covered fountainhead of all incarnations, has concealed his actual identity. So he's going to disclose the complete supremacy of Śrī Mahaprabhu by openly worshipping him to his full satisfaction. Advaita Acharya is going to worship him to his full satisfaction. Advaita's full satisfaction. Padya argya achmaniya loy she thai, Chaitanya charana puje acharya goshai. Gandha pushpa dupa dipa charana upare, Puna puna e shloka pori namaskare. Thereafter, Advaita Acharya began to worship the lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya by offering padya, arghya, achmaniya, sandalwood paste, flowers, incense, and lamp. He then offered his obeisances while reciting the following verse. Gaudiya Bhashya. If an initiated devotee who has received initiation from a bona fide spiritual master desires to know and engage in the process of worshipping the lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya, then he should discuss the book Archan Karna, published from Sri Gaudiya Math, Kolkata. Never heard of that book before. I guess that was the book, the Archan book published during Srila Saraswati Thakur's time. I'd like to see that. Okay, so Advaita Acharya, he offered obeisances to Mahaprabhu while reciting this verse. Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagardhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. In the Vishnu Purana, Prahlad Maharaj prayed, "Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Krishna, who is the worshipable deity for all Brahminical men, who is the well-wisher of cows and brahmanas, and who is always benefiting the whole world. I offer my repeated obeisances to the personality of Godhead, known as Krishna and Govinda." Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Brahmanya Devaya means he who is worshipped by the learned brahmanas. That's from Sridhar Swami's Atma Prakash commentary. If one wants to know the elaborate meanings of Go, Krishna, and Govinda, he should discuss Srila Jiva Goswami's commentary on the first verse of Brahma Samhita. Puna puna shloka pori poraye charane, chiniya apana prabhu koraye krandane. Advaita fell at the Lord's feet as he repeatedly recited this verse. Recognizing his Lord, he cried profusely, Pakaila duipada nayaner jale, joda hasta kori dandaila paratale. He washed the Lord's 2 lotus feet with his tears and stood by the Lord's feet with folded hands. Sorry, one second. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word pakaila, derived from the word pakalan, which is derived from prakshalan, which again is derived from pra plus the Sanskrit root kshal, are derived from the Hindi word pakalna, means to wash or to rinse. So he washed the Lord's 2 lotus feet with his tears and stood by the Lord's feet with folded hands. Hasi bole Gadādhara jiva kamadai, bala kere goshai emoto na jujai. What's die mean? Oh, okay. Gadādhara smiled, bit his tongue in surprise, and said, "Oh Goshai, it is not proper to behave like this towards a boy." Advaita Acharya, why are you behaving like this towards a boy? Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase jiva kama dai refers to biting or pressing the tongue with one's teeth while making a face indicating disapproval, extreme embarrassment, forbiddance, or prohibition. The second line of this verse means, "O Prabhu, it is not proper for you to act in this way towards a boy like Vishwambar." Hasai Advaita Gadādharer vachane, Gadādhar balake janiba koto dine. On hearing Gadādhar's words, Advaita smiled and said, Gadādhara, you will recognize who this boy is someday. You will recognize who this boy is someday. Chitte boro vismita hoila Gadādhara, heno bujhi avatirna hoila Ishvar. Gadādhara was struck with wonder and thought, perhaps the Supreme Lord has appeared. Gaudiya Bhashya. Only those who are eternal associates of Gaur Kṛṣṇa can, on seeing the Lord's extraordinary ecstatic transformations of love, only these eternal associates of Lord, on seeing this extraordinary transformations of love, only they can understand Śrī Kṛṣṇa's Gaur pastimes. But even after hearing and reciting these pastimes of Advaita Prabhu's spiritual realization, the cheated and cheating Prakrit Sahajias who imitate him exhibit varieties of licentiousness under the influence of the cheating propensity, and thus traverse the path to hell without understanding the special characteristics of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. The cheated also bring about their utter ruination by adorning their cheating benefactors as Nava Gaurangas, or new incarnations of Gauranga. Wow, Nava Gaurangas, I never heard that before. Kind of curious to, anyways, never mind. Koto khane vishvambhar prakashiya bahya dekhen avishmoy Advaita acharya. After a while, Vishvambhar regained his external consciousness and saw that Advaita Acharya was absorbed in ecstasy. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase avishmoy means absorption and love of God. Apanare lukhayen Prabhu Vishvambhar Advaitere stuti kore judi duikar. Lord Vishvambhar then tried to hide himself by offering prayers to Advaita with folded hands. Namaskar kori taha padadhuli loy Apanara deha Prabhu tare nivedoy. The Lord offered his obeisances to Advaita and took the dust from Advaita's lotus feet. Then he surrendered his body to Advaita. Anugraha tumi more koro mahashay, tomar she ami heno jani ho nishchoy. O Mahashay, please be merciful to me. Know for certain that I belong to you. Dhanya hoilam ami dekhiya tomare, tumi kripa korile she Kṛṣṇa namaspure. My life has become successful by seeing you. Only by your mercy will I be able to chant the name of Kṛṣṇa. Tumi she korite paro bhava bandhanash, tomar hridaye Kṛṣṇa sarvada prakash. You alone are capable of destroying my material bondage, for Kṛṣṇa is always manifest in your heart. Nija bhakte badaite thakur she jane, jeno kore bhakta teno koren apane. The Lord knows well how to increase the glories of his devotees. He treats his devotees as they treat him. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Supreme Lord, who is controlled by his devotees, knows how to increase the influence and sing the glories of his servants. Those who are devoid of devotee association cannot know this. Moreover, just as the devotee servants exhibit various loving services out of respect for their worshipable Lord, the Lord, who is the life and soul of his devotees, also reciprocates with his beloved devotees by rendering them various loving services, thus exhibiting his incomparable, unlimited affection for his devotees. Yet one should not misunderstand that by serving his devotees out of love, the Lord is indicating that he is not the supreme object of worship. Rather, he was displaying the quality of bhakta vatsalya, or affection to his devotee, by acting as a devotee of his devotee to reveal to the worlds the intimate yet reverential relationship between the Lord and his devotee. Mane bole Advaita ki koro bhari bhuri, chorer upare age kori achi churi. Advaita thought, you think you are very clever, but I have stolen from the thief. Gaudiya Bhashya. Chorer upare age kori achi churi. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word bhari in bhari bhuri means greatly, extremely, or excessively, and the word bhuri means reverence. Therefore, the phrase bhari bhuri means cleverness, cunning, expertise, bravery, braggery, shrewdness, or maturity. Śrī Advaita Prabhu thought, in spite of concealing your identity as the Lord of the 14 worlds, in spite of concealing your identity as the Lord of the 14 worlds and endeavoring to expand my glories, I have successfully recognized your most confidential supremacy by serving you while you were unconscious. Your actual identity has manifest to me. In other words, realizing that you are Vrajendra Nandan, I have disclosed to everyone that you are the covered fountainhead of all incarnations. Hasya Advaita kichu korila uttar, sabha hoite tumi mor boro vishwambhar. Thereafter, Advaita Prabhu smiled and said, O Vishwambar, to me you are greater than all. Kṛṣṇa katha kotuke thakibo e thai, nirantar toma jeno deki bare pai. I wish to live here and discuss topics of Kṛṣṇa with you, so that I can constantly see you. Sarva Vaishnaver icha tomare dekhite, tomar sahita Kṛṣṇa kirtana korite. It is the desire of all Vaishnavas to see you and to chant the holy names of Kṛṣṇa with you. Advaiter vakya shuni parama harishe, Shrikara koriya chalilen nijavase. The Lord happily accepted Advaita's words and then returned home. Janila Advaita hoilo prabhur prakash, parikshite chalilen Śāntipura vas. Advaita knew that the Lord had revealed himself, yet to test him, he went to Śāntipura. Satya jadi prabhu hoy mui hoya das, tabe more bandiya anibe nija pash. If he is actually the Lord and I am actually his servant, then he will bind me and bring me to his side. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word bandhya means by tying with the ropes of mercy or servitorship. Advaiter chitta buji bar shakti kar, jar shakti karane chaitanya avatar. E sab kathay jar nahi ka pratita, sadhya adha patatar jani ho nishchita. Who has the ability to understand the heart of Advaita, by whose influence Lord Chaitanya incarnated? Know for certain that one who does not have faith in these topics will soon fall down. Gaudiya Bhashya. To ascertain the truth regarding Advaita Prabhu is an extremely difficult matter for ordinary so-called learned persons. Srila Advaita Prabhu is a plenary portion of Mahavishnu who lies on the causal ocean. He brought Srimad Mahaprabhu, his supreme worshipable Lord, to this world and made him visible to and easily attainable for everyone. Only Śrī Advaita Prabhu is capable of bringing to this world Vrajendra Nandan, the Supreme Lord and cause of all causes. Simply by the mercy of Advaita Acharya, who is non-different from Śrī Hari, living entities averse to Lord Hari have received the opportunity to know Śrī Caitanya-dev, the most magnanimous distributor of Krishna Prem. The causeless mercy of Śrī Advaita Acharya towards living entities, averse to Gaur and Kṛṣṇa, is the means to mitigate the material miseries they have been suffering since time immemorial. The causeless mercy of Advaita Acharya to these living entities averse to Gaur and Kṛṣṇa is the means to mitigate the material miseries they've been suffering. It's only by his mercy that they will mitigate their material miseries. If an unfortunate soul becomes faithless as a result of being unable to enter into the truths of these most exalted topics, then he immediately becomes degraded. In other words, he is deprived of his piety. Mahaprabhu Vishwambhar prati dine dine sankirtana kore sarva vaishnaver sane. In this way, Mahaprabhu Vishwambar daily engaged in congregational chanting of the holy names in the company of the Vaishnavas. Shabe boro anandita dekhi Vishwambhar, lakhite na pare keho apana Ishvar. Everyone was greatly pleased to see Vishwambar, but they could not recognize him as their worshipable Lord. Sarva vilakshana tar parama avesh dekhiya sabar chitte sandeha vishresh. His state of supreme spiritual absorption distinguished him from others. On seeing this, everyone became suspicious. Jokon prabhur hoy ananda avesh. 1 second. Ke kohibe taha shabe pare prabhu shesh. Who can describe the Lord's blissful absorption other than Lord Shesh? Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Prabhu Shesh refers to the thousand-headed Lord Ananta. Shate ka jane o kampa dhori bare nare, nayane vahaye shata shata nadi dhare. When his body began to shiver, even 100 people were not able to hold him steady. And when tears flowed from his eyes, it appeared as if hundreds of rivers were flowing. Kanaka panasa jeno pulakita anga, khane khane atta atta hase bahuranga. When the hairs of his body stood on end, his body looked like a golden jackfruit. Again and again, he would laugh loudly with great jubilation. Khane hoy anande murchita prahareka, bahya hoyle na bolen Kṛṣṇa vyatireka. Sometimes in ecstasy, he lost consciousness for 3 hours, and on regaining consciousness, he would not speak about anything other than Kṛṣṇa. Gaudiya Bhashya. As soon as the Lord returned from internal to external consciousness, he would incessantly chant the names of Kṛṣṇa. Living entities averse to Kṛṣṇa always remain bereft of the Lord's service while remaining in either the state of deep sleep. Let me reread that. Living entities averse to Kṛṣṇa always remain bereft of the Lord's service while remaining either in the state of deep sleep or dreaming, and upon awakening, they immediately engage in discussing topics of their own sense gratification. But such behavior was not found in the Lord. As the Lord was the teacher of the highest ideals, all his activities, both internal and external, were based on the service of Kṛṣṇa. Hunkar shunite dui shravana vidare, tan anugrahe tan bhakta ganatare. The ears of people were pierced by his Lord roar, but by his grace the devotees were delivered. Gaudiya Bhashya. When godless people heard the Lord's loud exclamations of love for Kṛṣṇa, their eardrums were almost broken. But by the Lord's mercy, when the devotees heard the same sounds, they achieved freedom from material enjoyment, which is not related to Kṛṣṇa. In other words, their inclination towards the service of the Lord gradually increased. This reminds me of a verse from Śrī How does it go? Gadādhara antara bhava vikaram durjana tarjana Nāṭaśālā bhava bhaya bhanjana karana karunam tan pranamami Śrī Caitanya. Okay. Sarva anga stamba kriti khane hoy shei anga navanitamoy. Sometimes his entire body assumes the stationary form of a pillar, and sometimes the same body became as soft as butter. Apurva dekhiya so bhagavata gane nara jnana ar keha na karo ye mane. When the devotees saw these wonderful sights, they no longer considered him an ordinary human being. Keho bole e purusha angsha avatar, keho bole e sharire Kṛṣṇer vihar. Someone said, "This person is a partial incarnation of the Supreme Lord." Someone else said, "Lord Kṛṣṇa sports in his body." Keho bole kibashuka pralada narad, keho bole heno bhuji kandilo apad. Someone said, "He may be Shukadeva Goswami, Prahlad, or Narad." Another said, "It appears that all our troubles will be vanquished." Jata shava bhagavata ganir grihinita. No. Oops, sorry. Sorry about that. Jata shava bhagavate ganir grihini bole Tara bole Kṛṣṇa asi janmila apani. All the wives of the devotees said, "It appears that Kṛṣṇa has personally appeared." That's interesting. all the devotees, like all the devotees were saying, he must be Shuka, Prahlad, Narad, or but then it's the wives of the devotees. They say they had an idea that Kṛṣṇa has personally appeared. Keho bole e bhuji Prabhu avatar, e mato mane sabe koren vichar. Someone said, "Perhaps he is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord." In this way, they all considered the Lord in their own way. Oh, and Kishore is just mentioning, it's like the Brahman wives in Srimad Bhagavatam, the Mathura Brahmanas. Yeah, it is. Pahya hoile Thakura sabar gala dhori, je krandana kore taha kohite na pari. I am unable to describe how the Lord held his devotees by the neck and began to cry when he regained external consciousness. Okay, now there's this verse from, where is this verse from? Anyways, we'll see. Amunya adhyani dinatarani hare tvaralokanam antarena anata bandho karunaika sindho ha hanta katang nayami. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Friend of the helpless, you are the only ocean of mercy. Because I have not met you, my inauspicious days and nights have become unbearable. I do not know how I shall pass the time. Gaudiya Bhashya. This verse is elaborated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 259, wherein the Lord expresses his feelings of separation for Kṛṣṇa as follows. All these inauspicious days and nights are not passing, for I have not met you. It is difficult to know how to pass all this time. But you are the friend of the helpless and an ocean of mercy. Kindly give me your audience, for I am in a precarious position. Kota gele pai mushe murali vadan, bolite chadaye shvas koroye krandan. Where will I find Kṛṣṇa who plays on his flute? Speaking in this way, he sighed deeply and wept. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 2:15, it is stated, Śrī Caitanya-Mahaprabhu used to express his mind in this way. He'd say, where is the Lord of my life who's playing his flute? What shall I do now? Where should I go to find the son of Maharaj Nanda? Kahan jao, kahan pao, Rajendra Nandan. Also in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya 12:5 and 15:24 and 17:53, it is stated, the Lord would cry, O my Lord Kṛṣṇa, my life and soul, O son of Maharaj Nanda, where shall I go? Where shall I attain you? Oh, that's the verse. Kaha mor prananath murali vadan, kaha jao kaha pao, Rajendra Nandan. That's the big, yeah. Oh my Lord Kṛṣṇa, my life and soul, O son of Maharaj Nanda, where shall I go? Where shall I attain you? O Supreme Personality who plays with your flute to your who plays with your flute to your mouth, what shall I do? Where shall I go? Where can I go to get Kṛṣṇa? Please, both of you, tell me, how can I find him? How shall I find Kṛṣṇa? What shall I do? Where shall I go? Where can I meet him? Because I cannot find Kṛṣṇa, my life is leaving me. Fate mor bhuk, right? I can't remember. How does it go? Anyways. Sthir hoy Prabhu shab aptagana sthane, Prabhu bole mor dukha koro nivedane. When he became calm, the Lord said to his intimate devotees, Now I will relate topics of my distress to you. Prabhu bole mor she dukher antanai, paya o haraino jivan Kānāi. The Lord said, there is no end to my distress, because after achieving Kānāi, the Lord of my life, I then lost him. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Jivan Kānāi refers to Kanu, Nanda Nandan, who is one's very life. Savar santosha hoilo rahasya shunite, Shraddha kori shabe boshilen chari bhite. Everyone was satisfied to hear the Lord's confidential talks, so they all respectfully sat around him. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word rahasya refers to a secret or unmanifest topic or incident. Kānāi Nāṭaśālā name ek gram, Gayā hoite asite dekhino she sthan. While returning from Gayā, I came to the village named Kānāi Nāṭaśālā. Gaudiya Bhashya. The place known as Kānāi Nāṭaśālā is known by local people as Kanhayar Stan. This place is situated 2 miles northeast of the Talajahari railway station on the Howrah Katwa Azimganj Barharwa loop line of the Eastern Railway. One can also go there by highway via Mangalahat village. Kānāi Nāṭaśālā is surrounded on all sides by dense forest. Srimati Radhika and Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata, along with many Shalagram Shilas, are being worshipped in a temple at the top of a small hill there since time immemorial. It is said that adjacent to this temple there is a stone slab marked with the lotus footprints of Śrī Caitanya-Mahaprabhu. They are all worshipped now by a renounced pujari. Between the footprints and the temple, another temple dedicated to the lotus feet of Gaur has been built by the enthusiastic servants of Śrī Caitanya-Math of Sridham Mayapur in the year 443, that's Gadādhara, that's 1929. The Ganga and the nearest habitation are both 1 mile from this place. Wow, I'd love to go there sometime. Tamāla shamala eka balaka sundar, nava gunja sahita kuntala manohar. I saw a beautiful boy, blackish like a tamāla tree. His enchanting curly hair was decorated with fresh gunja. Vichitra mayur pucha shobhetar upari, jhalamal mani gan lakite na pari. His head was decorated with a colorful peacock feather, and the jewels on his body were so bright that I could not see him properly. Hatete mohana vangshi parama sundar, charane nupur shobhe ati manohar. He held an enchanting flute in his hand, and his lotus feet were adorned with attractive ankle bells. Nilastamba jini bujhe ratna alankar, Srivatsa kostuba vakhe shobhe manihar. His arms were decorated with jeweled ornaments and defeated the beauty of blue columns. His chest was adorned with the mark of Srivatsa, the kostuba gem, and jeweled necklaces. Ki kohibo shepita dhatir paridhan, makar kundala shobhe kamala nayan. How can I describe the manner in which he wore his yellow garments? His shark-shaped earrings increased the beauty of his lotus eyes. Amar samipe aila hasite hasite, ama alingia polaila kon bhite. He smiled as he approached me, and after embracing me, he ran away. Ki rupe kohen kata Shri Gora Sundare, tan kripa bina taha ke bhujite pare. Who can understand the mood in which Gaurasundar speaks, except one who is favored by him? Gaudiya Bhashya. No one is, what time is it? Oh, it's 8:30, okay. What verse were we going to read up to? We're going to read up to 96, but that's 10 verses away. So let's stop here for today. I'll just read the translation. So, okay, so who can understand the mood in which Shri Gaur... Let me just make a note, though. We read up to 186, okay. Okay, there. Just so I don't forget later on. Okay, so who can understand the mood in which Gaurasundar speaks except one who is favored by him? While speaking in this way, Vishvambar lost consciousness and fell to the ground, exclaiming, "Oh, Kṛṣṇa!" The devotees quickly picked him up as they all chanted, "Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa." They pacified him and brushed the dust from his body. Although the Lord was pacified, he could not remain quiet. He continuously cried, saying, "Where is Kṛṣṇa? Where is Kṛṣṇa?" After a while, Shri Gaurasundar became calm and exhibited extreme natural humility. Everyone present became greatly satisfied on hearing the Lord's explanation of his devotional sentiments. They said, "We are indeed blessed because you have made us most fortunate with your association. For one who associates with you, what is the value of Vaikuntha? A single moment with you yields the fruit of devotion. We are all dependent on you. May you lead us in kirtan. Our bodies are burning from the fiery words of the atheists. Please relieve us with the cool waters of your love." Thereafter, the Lord happily solaced everyone and returned to his house like a maddened lion. Although he returned home, he did not enjoy household pleasures. Rather, he constantly enjoyed transcendental bliss. The tears of love that flowed from his eyes were such that it appeared that the Ganga, which flows from his feet, was now flowing from his eyes. The only words the Lord spoke were, "Where is Kṛṣṇa? Where is Kṛṣṇa? Kota Kṛṣṇa? Kota Kṛṣṇa?" Even on inquiry, there was no other reply. When the Lord saw any devotee, he asked, "Where is Kṛṣṇa?" Kṛṣṇa kon Kānāi. After speaking in this way, the Lord would cry profusely, and various persons would solace him according to their ability. And then we're going to read about how one day Gadādhara happily came before the Lord with some betel nuts in his hand. On seeing Gadādhara, the Lord asked, "Where is that blackish Kṛṣṇa who is dressed in yellow cloth?" All the devotees there felt as if their hearts were pierced on seeing the Lord's intense longing. Everyone was perplexed about how to reply. Then Gadādhara anxiously replied, "Kṛṣṇa always resides within your heart." As soon as the Lord heard the words, "Kṛṣṇa is in your heart," he began to scratch at his chest with his fingernails. Gadādhara quickly caught the Lord's hands and pacified him with various words of solace. Gadādhara said, "Be patient, Kṛṣṇa will come now." As he said this, Gadādhara said this as Mother Shachi looked on. Mother Shachi became very pleased with Gadādhara and thought, I haven't seen such an intelligent boy before. Out of fear, I cannot stand before him. Yet, how nicely this boy has consoled him." Mother Shachi said, "My dear boy, always remain with him. Do not leave him and go anywhere else." On seeing the Lord's wonderful ecstatic love, Mother Shachi no longer considered him her son. She thought, this personality is not an ordinary human being. Can tears flow like that from the eyes of an ordinary human being? I do not know what great personality has appeared in my family. Frightened in this way, Mother Shachi did not come before the Lord. In the evening, all the devotees gradually assembled at the Lord's house. At that time, Śrī Mukunda began to recite various verses glorifying devotional service. Okay, anyways, I'm going on too much, but we're going to read from this, all this tomorrow. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Kishore Prabhu, would you like to do Jaidwani?
जय सब्रिकार शेषे गुर गौरंग गण हरिगा गिरिधरे राध विनोद बिहरे राधा नयनाथ राधरमन बिहरे रान माधवा शिशि महाप्रभु राधा गोपाल जीव की जय शिशि राधा मदन गोपाल जीव की जय जय श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जीव की जय जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार परमहंस व्रजचार्य वर्यस्तोत्र शिष्यमान भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोस्वामी गुरु महाराज की जय जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार परमहंस व्रजचार्य वर्यस्तोत्र शिष्यमान भक्ति विरांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज पति पावन श्री गुरुदेव की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान भक्ति बल तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान भक्ति विरांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान भक्ति विरांत विक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान गौरगुण स्वामी महाराज की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान भाई चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान भक्ति द्वैतमान गोस्वामी परम गुरु महाराज की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज परम गुरुदेव चार केशरी की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिष्यमान जगत गुरु श्री वर्षभानावि द्वैतराशिर भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय स्वाप्रकाशिल प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर परपार गुरुदेव जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार परमहंस परमः भगवत परमहंस अष्टोत्तर शिष्यमान अवधूत गौर किशोर दास शिमा शाह की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद सप्तम गोस्वामी अष्टोत्तर शिष्यमाद सचिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर महाशय की जय नत्यालय प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सर्वभौम वैष्णव सम्राट अष्टोत्तर शिष्यमाद जगन्नाथ स्वामी महाराज की जय सूर्य कुंडवासी सिद्धाशिल मधुसूदनदास पवशी महाराज की जय। श्री उर्वदास उदरानदास की जय। गुरुविदान आचार्य शिष्यल बलदेव विभूषण प्रभु की जय। महामहोपरिद्याय रसिक शिरोमणिशल विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर पार की जय। शिशिल रसिकानंद मुरारी प्रभु की जय। शिशिल रामचंद्र कविराज की जय। श्री लोचनदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री नरहरि शंकर ठाकुर की जय। शिल नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभुतराय की जय। श्री श्रील कृष्ण कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। यशवतार अधिका विशल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्री अष्टक विदास सुरजान नित्यानंद तुरस गोपाल श्री चौषति महंत की जय। जय श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ सरगोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। शील शरंग ठाकुर की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर रमानंद लोकनाथ गर्भ अति गौर परिसार वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री शैल ईश्वर परिपार की जय। श्री शैल माधवेंद्र परिपार की जय। श्री अंडरदीप मायपुर समनदीप गोद्रदीप मध्यदीप कलुदीप ऋतुदीप जानदीप मातर द्रुमादीप रुद्रदीप मात्मक श्री नागदीप धाम की जय। श्री एक चक्र धाम की जय। श्री शांतिपुर धाम की जय। जय श्री गौर चंद्र भगवान की जय। जय श्री श्री गौर गदाधर जी की जय। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ गोपी गोपा गो गिर गोविंदवर सर्वनाम श्री ब्रजमंडल धाम की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गंगा सखियामन सखी तुलसी भक्ति देव की जय। वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा रानी ठाकुरानी की जय। श्री ललिता विशाखा चित्रा चंपक लतुम विद्या इंदुलेख रंगरेवी सुदेवी अरि सखी वृंद की जय। श्री आनंद प्रेम मंजलाल श्री रूपलमंगा राग विलस गुणरति कस्तूरी कमल नयन मणि अरि मंजारी वृंद की जय। श्रीमती वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भगवती पूर्णमासी गुमाई देवी की जय। श्री गोपीश्वर सर शिव महादेव की जय। राधा परन की दाम श्री वृंदावन की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र नीलमार्ग जी की जय। श्री तत्व गोपीनाथ की जय। शिल प्रभा जन्मस्थान की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ पुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र मंडल नीलाचल धाम की जय। सर्वा विघ्न विनाशन करे भक्त विघ्न विनाश सुरेंद्र सिंह देव की जय। भक्तराज भक्त बरबर श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्री प्रहलाद लक्ष्मीन्द्र सिंह देव की जय। श्री हरिदाम श्री संप्रदाय चर्याचार्य की जय। श्री मध्वार मनोज विष्णु स्वामी नंबर चर्याचार्य की जय। आकर मतरा श्री चैतन्य मार की जय। श्री गौरी मार वृंद की जय। निरंतरा श्री मार भगवताम भगवता चैतन्य चरितामृत चैतन्य भगवत जैव धर्म अधि सर्व गौरी वैष्णव ग्रंथ वृंद की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन धर्म की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल धन्य कलयुत्तर ब्रह्म श्री हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम मन राम हरे हरे महामंत्र की जय। श्री आनंद पुरी वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री समकट गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। परमा सत्यम परमेश्वर परम ब्रह्मन पति पावन प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम स्वयं भगवान जगन्नाथ मिश्र नंदन गौर सुंदर गदाधर प्राणनाथ श्री विश्वम्बर मिश्र निमाय पंडित श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य चंद्र महाप्रभु की जय। मर्याद पुरुषोत्तम भगवान दशरथ नंदन जनकी वल्लभ सुख सुंदर श्री रामचंद्र की जय। प्रेय लील पुरुषोत्तम स्वयं भगवान ब्रजेंद्र नंदन श्याम सुंदर राधिक्रमन श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। श्री ललिता विशाखादि सखी वृंद की जय। श्री रूपरति हरि मंजारी वृंद की जय। कृष्णानंद श्री राधा ठाकुरानी की जय। विश्वर महादेव की जय। जय महाविष्णु अवतार सर शिव अवतार भक्त अवतार कमलक्ष शांतिपुर नायक सीत प्राणनाथ श्री श्रीमान अद्वैताचार्य चंद्र गोस्वामी कर आन ठाकुर नरदेव प्रभु महाशय की जय। श्री ठाकुरानी रानी की जय। सिद्ध ठाकुरानी की जय। श्री सिद्ध अद्वैत राय की जय। शिल चित्तानंद गोस्वामी की जय। अनंत कुरी वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समकट गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Jai Śrī Nitāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Om Vrindāyai Tulasi Deviyai Priyayai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatiyai Namo Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhashta Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Dandavat pranams, everybody. Dandavat pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Champak Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, oh, and Yashoda Didi, Hari Bol. Must be very early in the morning for you right now. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
pranam. It's wonderful
Dandavat.
to listen to you.
Okay, Hari Bol, thank you.
Dandavat.
Dandavat. And Dandavat pranams on YouTube and Facebook, Ganga Mataji, Sudevi Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, and Rup Manjari Didi and Nitai. Oh, no worries about that, Rup Manjari Didi. And everybody else watching, Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna. Today was a very, very blissful reading, wasn't it? Advaita Acharya finding out that the Lord who he called, and finally recognizing Mahaprabhu. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to say before we end today's reading? Before I end this stream?
I forgot what, I think it was when we were mentioning about Srivas Thakur talking about Mahaprabhu's bhav and Mahaprabhu's madness. It reminded me of Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj, when Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj went into bhav. And then after Gauragovinda Maharaj came out of bhav, Bhagavat Maharaj was trying to convince him in some he was arguing with Gauragovinda Maharaj. You were in bhav. Maharaj was like, no, I wasn't in bhav. I was in a coma. No, you were in bhav. No, I was in a coma. Okay. And Bhagavat Maharaj said that Gauragovinda Maharaj, he never liked going to the doctors. So I told him, okay, well, if you were in a coma, you might as well just go to a doctor. And Gauragovinda Maharaj said, fine, we'll go to a doctor. Because he wasn't going to admit that he was in bhav. And so Bhagavat Maharaj took him to this Ayurvedic doctor who was also mystical yogi, or like into yoga practices. And he checked Gauragovinda Maharaj and everything. And then he told Bhagavat Maharaj, smiling, yeah, he was definitely in bhav.
Do you ever hear about with the Srila Govinda Goswami Maharaj? I heard this from somebody and I can't remember who. Ashti. Sorry, I have to go in a second. But I heard that he was, like, they had to do an operation on his leg, was it? Or maybe on his stomach or something like that. And they had to like cut into skin and open it up and do all that stuff. And he wouldn't take any anesthesia, like any anesthetics or anything. And the whole time he was just chanting and completely like didn't feel any pain or anything. He was like completely beyond his body. Has anybody heard anything like that?
Yeah, Bhagavat Maharaj has told that story.
Okay. Yeah. So
what did Srila Gurudev say about fasting on Advaita Saptami? I remember hearing that Gurudev said, no, you have to fast on Advaita Saptami.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, because, the rule is on any Vishnu Tattva day, we fast. So we fast on Janmashtami, we also fast on Advaita Saptami, we fast on Nityananda Trayodashi. And then I think it's mostly just Gurudev, but we fast on Shiva Chaturdashi also. I don't think most other mats don't do that. But yeah, because that's a little bit more complicated tattva. But
yeah.
But Gurudev was very strong about that. But I went on Bengal Prachar with Tirtha Maharaj 3 years, and I remember me and Dam were the only people who fasted on Advaita Saptami. And Tirtha Maharaj would say, oh, no need to fast for the Boro Thakur. I remember him saying that. But we did anyways. Things are a lot, yeah.
What did Tirtha Maharaj mean by Boro Thakur?
Like that's how he called Advaita Acharya, Boro Thakur.
Yeah, because I've heard that some mats, they don't fast on Advaita Saptami.
Yeah. I mean, Tirthamaj didn't fast. As I said, like Dom and I were the only ones who fasted on that day. But I do
Interesting.
know for Bengalis, like not eating rice means it's like death to them. Like they cannot survive without eating rice. And so it's like a lot bigger, it's a lot more of a big deal for them to fast from rice than
Mm.
it is for us, I think.
Well, Gurudev in his childhood, he would eat a lot of rice, and his family would say, "Where did we get this Bengali boy from? He's not
Yeah.
Bihari, he's Bengali."
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's interesting about Advaita Prabhu. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how it's interesting how Advaita Prabhu he addressed the Mahaprabhu with the mantra Namo Brahmanya Devaya. Yeah. And those in the Dvaita Parivar and Dvaita Vamsha, they worship Mahaprabhu with Krishna mantras.
Yes. Wow. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Bhakti-san Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he talked about it once in one of the purports in the Adikanda. He didn't mention the Advaita Sampradaya. He just mentioned that yeah, Mahaprabhu can be worshipped with Krishna mantras, but we see that people who who worship Mahaprabhu with Krishna mantras instead of Gaur mantras, we see that they don't have much taste for Gaur Leela.
Hmm. I remember reading that. Yeah. Yes.
That was really weird about the Navagaurangas.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I don't know that much about the like Goranga Nagarivad, but I'm kind of curious about more.
Have you heard about the other Apsampradayas?
Yeah, one time
Some
I
of
was
them are
in
really weird.
the Nadanedi and yeah.
I don't
I
remember the names, but they say that one of them say that Lord Chaitanya was Buddha, was an incarnation of Buddha, and then you have to worship him in Madhur Ras, something like that.
Huh, that's kind of fascinating. I'm, yeah, but I remember one time I was in the UK and there was a devotee in the ISKCON temple and he was going through all the different Appa Sampradayas. I think he was spending one day on each Appa Sampradaya. And I was only there for one of his classes, but it was yeah, it is an interesting topic to see how people go completely off.
And then you have and then you have an Apsampradaya that says that in order to attain Krishna Prem, you need to engage in Parakya Ras.
Yikes. Yikes,
That's
yikes, yikes.
weird.
Yeah, my God,
Uh,
kind of scary. Yeah, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote that song. What is it? Like the Bal Sangeet. Eto eko kalir chela. What is it? Anyways, he writes about that. Who wants to do ras with the others, the daughters, young unmarried girls. He writes about all these different kind of sampradayas like that.
Something that is interesting is that in the Advaita Vamsha, I don't know about the Advaita Parivar, but in the Advaita Vamsha, they say that Advaita Acharya is an incarnation of Vishaka Devi. I have never heard anyone else say that, and I don't know if there's any praman for that.
Wow, that is the most strange thing I've heard in a very long time. Okay. Mahavishnu is Vishaka Devi? What? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Well, Advaita Prabhu is also Sadashiva, but I don't know where they
that
got
doesn't
a Vishaka Devi
that doesn't
from.
change it very much. I mean, Sadashiva and Vishaka. Okay, that's
Wow, where'd they get that one? My God.
I have no
I've
idea.
never. Oh my God. I never heard of that one. Anybody who reads any of this, Chaitanya Charitamrita, any of them, the acharyas, the authentic acharyas, never. What a conclusion. Attain such conclusion.
Yeah.
I mean, Chaitanya-bhāgavata says that he's Sadashiva. Chaitanya Charitamrita says he's Mahavishnu. Gaudiya Ganodesh Deepika says he's both.
Yes,
Yes.
right.
Suo
That
keeps on
okay.
coming.
He switched to that. We heard Sadashiva is, it's Bhagavan too. So, and he could have both, be both personalities, which are one. Yeah. We run into the temple. They're celebrating Bhatrini's birthday there. So.
Oh, nice.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
But I couldn't help myself, just like, hear you guys talking, and I was like, oh my God. Conclusions for her.
I hope you have a wonderful, auspicious time with the devotees there at the temple. I hope.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
Likewise, likewise
sure.
here.
Thank you.
A wonderful
Yes.
celebration.
Things. That was really part of my birthday, was listening to your reading.
Repeat it, because I don't know if
Oh, that was important to hear, to take part in your readings. That was wonderful.
I
There
feel
you
very
go.
blessed. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
We're taking Gornitai to the temple to put him on the altar.
Jai
this.
Gornitai.
Yeah, Gornit.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, yeah, and Subal now keeps on coming to the door because there's devotees waiting outside. Subal made doshas today, and people, they're all waiting for me right now. So.
Oh, nice.
All right. All right.
Rasha Prasad ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Bol, everybody. Dandavat pranams.